E3 has come to a close, and overall, I'd say it was a pretty good one. Whether you're gaming with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, or on your PC, I think there was something for everyone, and we certainly got to see a lot of great looking games that are on the horizon. I thought I'd wrap up my series of E3 2018 bids by doing a quick top 10 of the games that most impressed me this year. Obviously, this list will be unique to everyone, but here are the games that really stuck out to me and captured my imagination. Number 10. I have to admit, I've never actually played a Kingdom Hearts game before, but I've only ever heard good things about the series, and when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced, I knew I had to check it out. We've been waiting a long time for the third installment, but now we finally have a release date, and the game itself looks fantastic. The game looks massive in its scope, and just when you think you've seen everything on offer, a new trailer comes out and makes you realise we've barely scratched the surface. I truly hope Kingdom Hearts 3 lives up to fans' expectations, and I can't wait to dive into the series for myself. Number 9. The original Dying Light was such a big game and was so consistently supported by the devs with new updates and meaningful DLC that I never got to spend as much time in its world as I would have liked. I wasn't expecting to see Dying Light at E3 this year, but it was a very pleasant surprise. The game looks like it's building upon all the things that made the original game great, and the free running looks more fluid than ever. The developers really seem to be pushing the idea of giving players meaningful choices in the game that will have a real effect on the world you're in, and I love that kind of thing. Also, the zombies look scary as ever, especially after dark. 8. Beyond Good and Evil is another series I've not yet actually played. The original game released critical acclaim on the PS2 but saw poor sales. Over a decade later, we're finally getting a long-awaited sequel, and I'm eager to jump on board. The game looks incredibly ambitious, and if Ubisoft is able to deliver, it looks like Beyond Good and Evil 2 will give the series the status it deserves. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to play the first one. 7! There have been countless Spider-Man video games over the years, but few have really made players feel as though they're swinging through the streets of New York. The last great Spider-Man game was arguably Spider-Man 2 back in 2004, but that looks like it's about to change. Developed by Insomniac Games, who are best known for the likes of Spyro the Dragon and Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man looks like it's going to do for the webhead what the Arkham series did for Batman. The gameplay looks absolutely incredible, and the movement and speed of Spidey just seems so fluid and organic. I can't wait to get my hands on this one, and I think it's safe to say that Sony has yet another hit exclusive on its hands. 6. As a big Dark Souls fan, I've been eager to see what developer From Software would turn to next after the Souls series concluded in 2016. From hasn't been idle, and it fully announced its new game Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice during E3. It seems Dark Souls fans will certainly feel at home in Sekiro, but this is indeed its own game. The swordplay seems far more intense, the world is more open, players can climb buildings adding more verticality, and there appears to be a stealth feature. As someone who eagerly anticipated each Souls game, I'm pumped for Sekiro and I can't wait to see more of it. Here's hoping Activision doesn't fuck it up. 5. Holy shit! They finally announced it! Mummy, get your purse, start the car! We need to go to GameStop, pre-order this now! 1 less than 5. Enough. Sucker Punch has produced some great games in the past, from Sly Cooper to the Infamous series, but holy shit has the bar been raised with Ghost of Tsushima. This is one of the best looking games I've ever seen, and as a history nerd, I cannot wait to start exploring feudal Japan. The swordplay looks incredible and is easily the most realistic melee combat I've seen in a game to date. If this game is even half as good as it looks, then Sony has got another winner here. 1 more than 2. I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear series, and Hideo Kojima is easily one of the greatest auteurs in gaming. I couldn't wait to see what he'd go on to do after leaving Konami, and I was instantly hooked by the first Death Stranding trailer. We've seen several trailers since, and yet we still know so little about this game. The trailers are just oozing with atmosphere, and the facial animations on Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen and Guillermo del Toro is just spot on. I'm so captivated by the world of Death Stranding, and I feel confident that Kojima will deliver. Running out of amusing ways to say this now. The Last of Us is one of my favourite games of all time, and proved once and for all that, when it comes to storytelling, video games can give Hollywood a run for its money. I thought the first game was so perfect that I was a little hesitant when the second game was announced. How could it possibly live up to the expectations? Well, so far it appears that The Last of Us Part 2 isn't just living up to the expectations, it's exceeding them. The gameplay shown at E3 was incredible, and I'm interested to follow an older Ellie as she embarks on her own mission. Naughty Dog has proven in the past that it is capable of delivering an awesome game with a great story, and The Last of Us Part 2 looks set to be its biggest outing yet.
Number 1.
CD Projekt Red set the bar when it comes to RPGs with 2015's The Witcher 3. Now with a cyberpunk setting, Red's new game is one of the most anticipated titles on the horizon, and I just cannot wait to see what the team is able to pull off with more time and resources. The game has been shown off behind closed doors, and those who have seen gameplay have returned with glowing reports. Not only does CD Projekt Red make great games, but it's also one of the few companies left not trying to nickel and dime us gamers. I truly hope Cyberpunk lives up to our lofty expectations. So there you have it, there are my top 10 games of E3. There were loads of great games shown at E3, and I'd also like to give a special shout out to the following games that also caught my interest. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, The Sinking City, Sable, Trials Rising, Skull and Bones, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Rage 2, The Elder Scrolls Blades, Fallout 76, Metro Exodus, Battlefield 5, Forza Horizon 4, Session, Cuphead The Delicious Last Course, Gears of War 5, and Sea of Solitude. There were loads of great games at E3, so let me know what your favourites were. Do you agree with my picks? Do you not? Leave it in the comments. See you next time.